Seeds. Story by Linda Barr. Illustrations by Lane Gregory. When you hear this sound, turn the page. Seeds. Chapter 1. Mr. Harada sure looks old all of a sudden, Brandon said to Tony. Before his wife died, I never noticed that he was so old. The two boys were looking out the window of Brandon's apartment, which was down the hall from Tony's. Both apartments were on the second floor. They faced a little courtyard behind the building. Mr. Harada and his son and daughter-in-law were sitting on one of the benches in the courtyard. They were talking quietly. "He does look a lot older now," Tony agreed. "Do you think his son and his wife will move in with him?" Mr. Harada lived on the first floor of their building. Brandon shook his head. "No, my mom says they are going back to Chicago tomorrow." "I wonder what Mr. Harada will do all day now," Tony said. "He was really busy before, taking care of his wife. I think she sent him to the corner store for something about twice a day." Then the Haradas stood up and headed inside the apartment building. The son held his dad's arm. Mr. Harada shuffled along, barely moving his feet. "He's going to be all alone after tomorrow," Tony pointed out. Brandon nodded and said, "Maybe we could get him to go on a walk, or at least go out to the courtyard for a while." When they got home from school 2 days later, the boys gave it a try. However, Mr. Harada said softly, "No, boys, thank you. I have too much to do here. No time for walks." Brandon and Tony looked around the apartment. It was so neat that it looked like no one lived there. Then Mr. Harada said, "Goodbye, boys," and shut the door. "He's not just looking older, he's looking skinnier, too," Tony whispered to Brandon. Brandon nodded. "We can't just let him stay in his apartment all by himself. Let's go see if my mom has any ideas." Mrs. Hart shook her head when the boys told her about their neighbor. "I wonder if he has anything to eat," she said. "There were a lot of people around for the funeral, but maybe there's no food left now. You know, I just started a pot of chicken soup. Maybe you could take some to him when it's done." So that evening, the boys took a big
Sample complete. Ready to continue?